Hello everyone! Hello Deadly. My name is Mark, and I don't have Eowyn with me today. She didn't want to come over here. She's very comfortable where she is. But today, we are playing 20 Strong Nemesis. And that is right here. Nemesis is a game by, what's their name again? Awaken Realms. That is essentially a legally distinct from Alien the movie. And you are on a ship, and you're attempting to evade and kill the aliens and or escape. And this is a 20 strong condensed version of that. And yeah, we're going to play as a mechanic as we navigate this ship in the 4x5 grid here and possibly kill aliens and pick up equipment and weapons and such, and then find our way through here and find the rooms that we need to escape, etc. And so I've played a few 20 strong games. This follows somewhat the same-ish layout of round layout, I guess. But there are quite a few differences in this from the typical 20 strong. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that this is potentially cooperative. You can play this with, well, actually, it's semi-cooperative, meaning that you can win together, but there are ways that one person can win over the top of somebody else. Now, that doesn't matter in this because I'm playing it solo, but you can play it with up to 3 people, each of you playing one of the stat dice. Now, I'm just going to play with the stat die that has to, whoops, that should be on 4, that is typically 4 health. But in this game, the other stats are static, meaning they don't change at all during the game. Or if they do, they change temporarily and they're easy to keep track of, and then when that thing goes away, they go back to this number. The other stat dice are used for player 2 and 3 if you're playing with them. And so, yeah. So there's that. As this goes mostly with 20 strong, I'm just going to play and explain some of the rules that differ as they come up. Yeah. Hello, Kung Fu Squirrel. You are here. I have arrived. Very nice. So, yes, the first thing that I need to do after all of this setup is draw 2 of these objective cards. So I'll take these 2, and these are my 2 objectives that I can choose between at a certain time, or else at the end of the game, whichever comes first. So basically, I want to escape with full health or higher, but depending on which of these I choose at that time, I can get more points or not. Also, in this game, we're playing for points. If you play with more than one person, then you're trying to see who gets the most points, and the difficulty rankings will determine whether you win or just lose, or if you beat everybody else with the highest points. So I'm playing rank 1 because this is a difficult game, and I'm just going to go for rank 1. That means I need to earn 7 or more objective points to actually win the game. Now, it does say for your first game we recommend not playing with objective cards. Instead, simply try to escape before you're defeated. I played a practice game. That's actually the only game of this I've played so far. Hi, Chia! And in that game, I had a ridiculous amount of good luck, and I escaped no problem. So I'm going to attempt to go for one of these, or for the objectives on here. But we'll see. At least if I escape, then I'm kind of considering that a win. To you too. All right. So, start is the cryo chamber. And so I have just woken up from cryo sleep. And so I put my health right there. And yeah, so in this particular case, I'm going to, we have a timer here, by the way. I should start off with that as well. And a noise tracker. So the timer is 10, starts at 10, and basically I have 10 rounds to finish the game. And then it also moves up this noise tracker. And every time it does that, it goes from 5 back to 0. I have to add another enemy to the game from this pile to where I am, basically. And so I don't want to make noise, if at all possible. Another interesting difference in this game is critical hits are actually really bad. They can be good in the sense of if I'm attacking an enemy, then critical hits still do 2 damage. Yes, still do 2 damage to the enemy, but they make noise. And so every critical hit I roll, I have to increase the noise tracker. In addition to that, anything else that I do, when I roll a critical, it does count as a success. So it is, you know, a success, but it also increases the noise tracker. The only time that that doesn't work is if the enemy is rolling, or if I'm rolling dice for the enemy attacking me. Then a critical hit does not increase noise. So there's that. I am looking for one of 3 escape pods, which are all going to be a room that is backed by this ammo symbol. And actually, I should back up a little bit. So there are 2 types of rooms. There are service rooms and ammunition rooms, I guess. In fact, they might actually have a name that I don't remember. It just shows the symbol. It doesn't actually name them. Oh, there it is. Military or technical. So these are military rooms and these are technical rooms. And actually that's the cards. Technical cards and military cards. Now, each room falls into one of those categories, and that describes what type of items can be available in those rooms. But it also, on the back of it, describes what class of room it could be as I am going through and exploring. So again, the military backs could be the armory, the canteen, one of 3 escape pods, the med bay, the nest, which may or may not be important for this, surgery, and the turret. The technical rooms are the comms room, the engine rooms A and B, and the generators A through C. There are 2 engine rooms and 3 generators. And man, coughing again. Oh, I can mute myself much easier. Oh, by the way, I just remembered I have music, and I finally found some music that is not copyrighted, but I can't hear it. Only you guys can hear it. So if it is too loud or too soft, please tell me. I can turn it up or down very easily, but I can't hear it, so I can't tell. So yeah, let me know. I can adjust that really easily right here, maybe up or down. Anyway, you let me know. So did I say that? The generators, yes, and then the laboratory, the mainframe terminal, monitoring room, and the servers. Now, a lot of those may or may not be useful at all. Or Ripper, hello. But clearly, I'm going to need to find an escape room or escape room, which will be in a military back. But the escape pods only will work if both engines are on, and the engines are going to be on these technical backs. Now, the engines require some of them require power to start up, which means I need a generator. So there's a bunch of stuff a bunch of hoops that I have to jump through before I can even escape. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get going. Now I got these action tokens, action and action taken, from another game that we actually cannibalized because it was a really bad game, but it had really nice tokens. So I have these, and that's because every round I will get 4 actions, and those actions I can move, I can attack, I can salvage, or I can do a specific action to a room. For example, no, that's not an action that I take. That's just something that happens in that room when an enemy rolls. So, yeah, let's go ahead and go. There is no activation phase in the first round because you don't decrease the dial because it's in the first round. And then there are no dice to recover. So that doesn't happen. So I'm going to take up to 4 actions. Mike! It is Monday! Streaming solo Monday! I forgot the name of my own thing. Again, oh, actually, this is a good time. I'll just go ahead and start the poll for next week. Are we gonna play Etherfields or Tainted Grail? And actually, I'll put those over here since I have room. Over here, or did have room. I'll put these somewhere else. And I'll just put them on top of each other, that's fine. Okay. Oh, we already got a vote for Etherfields. Oh, 2 votes for Etherfields. Awesome. Cool. And Squirrel, if you would like to vote, again, just drop, or anybody else that's on Rumble, then go ahead and drop that into the chat, and I will calculate that along with it. Mark's Monday Madness. Depends on the game, how mad you are. That's awesome. All right, again, thank you all for being here. And if you can't hear the music or it's too loud, because this is the first time I've got it, then I can adjust that. No problem. I just can't hear it at all. It's only in the stream. So, for the first action, obviously I'm going to need to move. So in that particular case, oh, also the mechanic has Ingenuity. On my turn, I can discard an item to recover up to 1 die and refresh a collective total of 2 uses on usage items in my inventory, or items that have a number of uses. I'm actually going to get rid of that for now. So, we're going to move, and believe it or not, I have to roll for pretty much everything that I do. And so, to start off with, even though it would be nice to find an escape pod, I'm going to need to get some generators on, so I'm going to look around for those first, and I might find some other interesting things along the way. So, let's go ahead and I get, because I have a strategy of 3, I can re-roll or roll up to 3 times, and I recover 2 dice. What are people saying here? Really? Wow, Mike, thank you. Well, we will definitely do that. Remind me, because I will forget, but I will definitely summon you. Yeah, it looks like Etherfields, except that Squirrel did vote for Tainted Grail. But yeah, I'm going to leave that poll up for the stream, for the whole stream. Let's see, Elden Ring note. Ah, they can stop the floating eyeballs of death in the DLC. That's awesome. There's a slight echo to my voice. That is strange. That is very strange. Is the echo gone? That doesn't make any sense at all because I don't have any... Huh. Interesting. Okay. Well, so I'm going to use these 2 dice, and I got 1 success. So that's fine. These are exhausted. And I will move over here. Now, when I move, I can look at the room, but I don't have to activate it. The comms room I can make a noise check to activate it, or if the monitoring room is active, I can. Now, in the comms room, I could, once per turn as an action, increase the noise by 1, and then recover dice up to the dial's value minus the current noise level. I don't need that right now, so I'm going to leave that be, and I'm going to attempt to move again. So let's go ahead and use these 2 dice. No, I'll use these 2. No. No, yeah. Nope. Okay, so that's 1 roll. Oh, and I took 1 action. This is my second action, so I will flip that down as well. It's 2 rolls. I have 1 more roll, and if I don't get, and I have to roll these dice. By the way, my maximum per is, 4 dice. So I will add a blue die. This is my 3rd die roll. There, oh my gosh. Okay, so those will be exhausted, and I'm gonna move down to here. And we have the laboratory. So in order to activate this, I can do a noise check or discard a technical item, which I have none. Once per turn as an action, I can discard a technical item and a military item to either recover up to 5 dice or gain the antidote item, even if it's discarded or in the inventory of a hero is not escaped. I don't think I want to activate that either. Although the antidote item, I can recover health and dice. I might want that eventually, but not right now. This isn't looking all that great. Yes, you're absolutely right, Josh. This is basically Alien. I still have an echo. That's really weird. I can't imagine why that would be. But anyway, I assume the music is a good level. I tried picking something that was vaguely alien-esque. Okay, and I'm also quickly running out of dice. So let's see. Maybe I will do a noise check. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do a noise check to see if I want to do this. Yeah, and for checks, you can use exhausted dice. So I'm gonna use this. It's 1 of each of these. I just roll it once, and if I get any criticals, then we have noise, and we don't have any noise, so we have activated the laboratory. Now, I activated the laboratory, which means I get to put 2 of this type of item into that room that I can search for. And since I've taken 2 actions, you know what? I think I will go ahead and do a search. Salvage. Now, when I do that, I'm forced to roll all the dice once, and regardless of the result, I get a card. I salvaged something. However, the more dice here, the more likely I roll a crit, which is noise. So here we go. Oh no, I got 2 crits. 3 crits. And I think, let me see here. No, I can re-roll because of this. I can re-roll, it's not a once. I don't know what I was talking about. I can re-roll up to my strategy, but every time I re-roll, I have to re-roll all of them. Well, 3 crits is not good, so I will re-roll all of these dice. All right, 1 crit there, and 2 crits. Man, I'm gonna use my 3rd one and hope for way less noise. 1 crit there. All right, no more crits. Awesome. Okay, I got 1 critical, and so that increases noise by 1, and I get this first, and that was another action there. Ooh, I got a spacesuit, which gives me an additional strategy. That's kind of nice. I'm just going to stick this here. So I now can roll up to 4 times. That is actually really nice. And none of these dice are deactivated. So there we go. Okay. This is actually not too bad. I'm just gonna go ahead and use my 4th action to grab that last thing. Okay, there's 1 crit. And no more. So I can handle that. 1 noise. I'd prefer 0, but 1 is okay. And I get this item as well. And we have a smoke grenade. On my turn, I can discard 1 enemy in my room and then move to an adjacent room. Wow, that's nice. Do not resolve any opportunity attacks from other enemies during this movement. That's really nice. Okay, that was all 4 of my actions. So, and I'll put these back here. You guys commenting on my music? Oh, oh, that's why you're saying it. I see. That's why you're dancing. Disco and salsa, huh? Yes, meat's back on the menu, boys. Oh, turn it up. Okay. Okay, then I will turn the music up just a touch. Okay, we'll try that. Hallie, let me know if it's better, if it's worse, if it's overshadowing my voice. Okay, so we have the resolve phase. So now I will suffer damage if there are any enemies, any aliens in my space. There are none, so nothing happens there. No after effects. I don't have any dice on enemies, so I don't need to exhaust them. No enemies to move. Clean up. I don't need to discard anything. So now I roll for noise. And when I roll for noise, I have to take the highest or best, I guess, exhausted die and roll it. And if I get a hit, then the noise goes up. And if I get a crit for that, then the noise goes up too. So this one stays exhausted, except that I am now going to decrease the dial by 1 and recover dice. And recovery value is 2, so I will take these 2 dice into my possession. Okay. And we are back to the actions phase. So clearly I'm going to move again. And I want to move farther this time, and I get to move 1 space for each hit. So actually, I think I'll roll a couple of these because I would like to move. Well, you know what? We're near here. I'll just keep going 1 at a time-ish. We'll see what these rooms are as we go. I have no problem, looking at them again if I've looked at them before, like the comms room. Okay, that's right, that's what that is. And nah, I'm gonna leave that. So I'm gonna try and come over here. And I have 4 rolls now. So you know what? I'm just gonna roll this die, and I can add more if I don't get any attack, if I don't get any hits. Whoop. Turn it down a bit. Okay. All right. I'll try to go between where it was. Let's try that. Okay, that's 1. And this is 1 action, by the way. 2. All right, I'm going to add another die into this. This is my 3rd roll, and I got 2 hits. Okay, I'm cool with that. Maybe, since I can move 2, I am actually going to go up here. I'm going to go up here and check this one out, because now I'm in the midst of all of these other ones. Okay, this is the turret. Ooh. So, this one, after each roll dice step of an attack action, you can change all rolled misses to hits. In each applied dice step of an attack action, you may apply dice to enemies in adjacent rooms. So I don't need this right now, but it wouldn't hurt to go ahead and activate it so I can come here and take care. And there's a bunch of items in here. So I am going to do this. My options are increase the noise by the number of players in the game, so that would be 1. Or the armory is active. By the way, I need to look at my objectives here. I need to, depending on this, for this objective, I need the laboratory, the monitoring room, and the surgery active, and that's the comms room. So I'm already part of the way there for this one, laboratory. Escape with 2 or more items that have uses, and no heroes escape before the dial reaches 3. And defeat the queen. So these are all varying numbers of points, but defeat the queen is 4 points. As opposed to end the game before the self-destruct sequence activates. That activates when this dial reaches 2. The number of items in my inventory equals or exceeds my stat, my strategy stat. Destroy the nest. At the end of the game, 7 or fewer rooms are active. And escape with at least 1 energy charge item in my inventory. Okay, well that's going to be difficult to decide between. So we have this turret. I am going to go ahead and increase the noise by 1. So I will add 1, 2, 3, 4 to this room. And I think I am going to search again. So here we go. We're going to salvage. This is another action. No crits there. That's nice. And 2 crits there. So I'm going to re-roll this. Let's see. Looking. Right, Josh? No, aliens don't just randomly spawn. They happen at specific times, which will become apparent. Somewhat soon, in fact. You're welcome, Hallie. Cool, cool. Okay. This is my second roll. No crits there. No crits there. Perfect. This rummaging didn't make any noise at all. By the way... Okay. So we're going to check out this first one. We have a med kit. As an action, distribute 3 health among heroes in your rooms as you choose. Or recover up to 4 dice. Alternatively, in your turn, suffer damage step, or reduce 1 enemy's attack to 0. Okay, that's really nice as well. And I think I'll do one more. Actually, I need to double check here because items often are limited to my strategy stat. So, and I don't remember if that's the case in... Oh, how many items of each type I can have in my inventory. Okay, and since I have a +1 currently because of this, I can have up to 4, but this is, I have 2 of this type and 1 of this type, so I'm good. So yes, I'm going to use a third action to do some more searching, because hopefully I can find a weapon. You aren't in danger until you interrupt the alien dance party. Well, that only happens if I make too much noise, which is probably going to happen soon. All right, there's 2 crits there. I don't want those crits, so we'll roll a second time. 1 crit. 2 crits again. I'm going to roll yet again. I have, again, up to 4 rolls. By the way, oh my gosh, this is going to be reroll already, I can tell, because that's 2 crits. Yeah, there's 3 crits. By the way, these dice are different. If you haven't been here when I said so, each of these dice has a varying number of hits and misses. Every die has one critical hit, but these yellow dice, and it depends on how many of these leaves that they have on them. The yellow dice have 2 hits, one of them a crit and one of them a regular hit. And so that is a regular hit, and that is a critical hit. And so the green dice, since they have 3 leaves on them, they have leaves on them because I got this from the base set, the core set that I got is the Tanglewoods one, and that's the fairy tale one, and the other ones have different pip, if you will, pip things on them to indicate that. But anyway, this one has 3 hits on it. The blue has 4, so it's 50-50, again, one of them being a crit. The purples have 5 hits and 1 miss, right there. And the red one has all hits and 1 critical hit. Now, the reason I haven't been using this is because of what you saw at the end of the round when I have to roll for noise. If this is in the exhausted area, then I will increase noise. So the lower value or lower powerful ones that stay in here, the less likelihood I'm going to increase noise. Normally when I play, I use this in every single roll. Okay, what was I doing? Oh, I'm doing one last roll for searching, and so I'm just stuck with whatever this roll is. Let's hope for not very many crits. Okay, no crits on that one. I'm happy with that. And 1. Okay, that's fine. Noise level goes up by 1. I grab one more item. This is armor. Ooh, max health is increased by 1. This does not adjust my current health. That's okay. I'm cool with that. So at this point, I could go up to health 5 if I were able to. And you know what? I might as well. I'm just gonna, again, since we have no enemies at the moment, I'm probably gonna pull one. But, oh, actually, that's a good point. If I pull one now, I won't have any actions to be able to do anything about it. So I will not do that. And so I would like to do something that's going to cause the least amount of noise. So I'm gonna go ahead and move. Excuse me. And I'll just roll a green. Miss. This will be my second roll, and this is my last action. That's a critical hit. I do not want to use that. So this will be my third roll. And in fact, I'm going to add another die now. Third roll. There we go. I got 1. These are going to be exhausted. I'm going to move up to here and check out what this is. Engine Room A. So, this is a good room to have, but I do not want to activate it right now because I need to have at least 1 generator active, the number of players there are, so me being 1, so 1 generator active, or I could add an enemy. In addition to that, when this is activated, I have to increase the noise by 1. So this is something that I need to activate, but I do not want to activate it right now. Maybe at the oops, that needs to stay face down. Maybe at the beginning of next round, when I can actually use some actions to do some attacking, but at the moment, bad idea. Because they will immediately attack me and I won't be able to do anything about it. Have I played Robo Rally? No, although I saw that they had a life-size, if you will, Robo Rally at Gen Con, which looked hilarious. But no, neither of us have played Robo Rally. In fact, I'm not sure Sarah would like it. She's not a fan of programmed movement or programmed actions. I might enjoy it. You may have gathered that from the fact that we have mechs versus minions, but Sarah actually doesn't really like mechs versus minions that much. She likes everything about it except for the program movement, and that part brings it down a good several notches for her. But I assume you have them. What do you think of it? I see we're still having a dance party over here. Drink some tea. Okay, so that is the end of my turn. So the resolve phase, again, there's no enemies right now, so we're just gonna not doing any of those things. So we're gonna roll for noise. We roll this green one. Awesome, we got a miss there again. So now I'm going to decrease the dial by 1. 8. We are on 8. Now I'm going to recover dice. I will recover 2 greens. And take up to 4 actions. So I think, therefore I am. So here's the thing. If I just activate that right now, first of all, I will have to add an enemy. Excuse me. I'll have to add an enemy, then I will have to increase the noise by 1, which will add a second enemy. So I think this is a bad time to do that, because then I will have to just attack. And I would be better off making some noise, adding 1 enemy, dealing with that, and then going back and making some more, or adding an enemy later, or having a generator active so that I can do that without a problem. So I think instead I'm going to move. So we're going to, I'm going to leave that flipped because I'm going to take that first action. This is my first roll for movement. Second roll for movement. There we go. Got a hit. I'm going to move right here. Whoops. Still have 4 health. And what room is this? This is engine room B, of course. The 2 engine rooms are right next to each other. That does kind of make sense, you know, for a ship to have the 2 engine rooms right next to each other. And let me see here. At least 1 generator active, or blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah. Okay, in that case, I only need 1 generator active, so if I can go and find 1, then I'm okay. And there are 3 among these 2, 4, 6 cards. So odds are I got a 50-50 shot on the next one that I go for. So I think I will go ahead and move down here and see if there's one there. So I will take my second action. It's first roll for this second action. There's a hit. Perfect. We're moving down here. What do we got? We have the monitoring room. Now I think, yes, this is one of the things that I need active if I end the game using that one. So I can increase the noise by 1, or the comms room is active in order to do this. And at the start of my turn, I can look at the top card of the alien deck, or at up to 2 inactive rooms. Oh, that would be nice. Okay, I am going to activate this room. So we're going to put 2 items in it. And then I increase the noise by 1 in order to activate it, which means the noise goes from 5 to 0, which means I have to draw an enemy. We have a larva. All right, this larva is in this room. It has 3 health. It rolls a green to attack, and I will use my 4th action to attack it. Let's see here. Oh, that's hilarious. She did say she... Well, you know what? Like I typically do as well. She does like to try things that she hasn't tried before, whether she... in order to determine whether she actually likes it or not. So... that makes sense, Josh. We do need to get those engines working, but that's one of the last things that we could, or that we need to do. So, we're going to attack this guy. And yeah, so let's see. I will Again, I don't want to roll too heavy dice because I don't want to have to roll them for noise later. So I'm going to roll these and see if I can get a normal hit, 3 normal hits for this. Okay, and again, I have 4 rolls. So we got these 3 dice. This is my first roll. That's 2 hits. So I will assign these 2, and then I will keep rolling. So this is my second roll. My third roll, that's a normal hit. Boom. Now this one says when this enemy is defeated, so it is defeated because it has 3 health on it. If there are 2 or more dice applied to it, there are, this enemy is immediately banished. So these are exhausted. This enemy is banished, which means it is out of the game entirely. Now, from what I have heard, this is actually very indicative of the game this is based on. Meaning, as the game, or at the start of the game, there are a bunch of larvae and stuff in the enemy stack. And by the way, I haven't played the original game. We set it up one time on the very first cruise that we went on. We set it up, and then we started learning how to play it, and it was like midnight or 1 a.m., and we all went, oh my gosh, I am not awake enough for this. And so we packed it all up and we put it away. And we have not been able to play it since. But I would love to play it, and I have heard that this at least does a decent job of imitating in a very condensed way the board game Nemesis. But this is one way. There are a bunch of larvae in the enemy stack to begin with, and then as you beat those, they leave and worse enemies come back. Now, worse enemies don't get added into this one, but they do get shuffled back in as they get defeated. But the larvae disappear, so I'm going to put that right there in the banished area. Okay, and I have one more action left. So I actually would be okay with... No, that's not cool. I was thinking I'd go ahead and start up one of these, but it's not just noise they make. They actually add an enemy unless I have a generator on. So no, I am going to... Oh, since the start of my turn, I can look at the top card of the alien deck or at up to 2 inactive rooms. I'm going to stay here so that I can do that. And I will do a search. I'm going to go ahead and rummage again. So awesome, no crits, and no crits. So that was great, and I will grab this. We have an energy charge. Perfect. So bummer. So this goes this goes toward either I can use this to activate the room that I'm in and discard all enemies occupying it, or it's 4 points on this objective card. And so I might want, by the way, that was the last action. I might want to hold on to this, because even though I'm on my way to getting this one, if I have all of the correct rooms open, that's only 2 points. Whereas this right here, if I exit with this, that's 4 points. So, for example, if I exit with that, that's 4 points. If I'm able to exit before the self-destruct sequence activates, that's 2. And then at full or higher health is 1. That's 7 points. Excuse me, I'm sorry. That's 7 points. That's a win right there. So what I need to do at this point is get that generator going, start up the 2 engines, and then go and find that escape pod and get out of here. Okay, so that was my last action. So we're doing the resolve phase. Blah, 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 because there's no enemies. We're gonna roll for noise. So now I have to roll a blue one because I put a blue one in there. And awesome, no noise. So I'm going to decrease the dial by 1. You know what? Did I remember to recover 2 dice at the end of the last round? I don't remember if I did. I don't think I did. I'm going to do that. Okay. I'm going to use the mouse. mouse. What am I doing here? I don't need this anymore either. Move that out of the way. I got all sorts of stuff in the way over here. Whoa, what was that? There we go. All right, I'm gonna get rid of this. That can go over there. Trying to keep stuff out of the way. Yes, Sarah, it is that one. That, where it pops out and then sings a song, yes. Hello, my baby, hello, my honey, hello, my ragtime gal. Send me a kiss by wire, baby, my heart's on fire. Anyway. Oh, you're talking about Alien Isolation. I missed that part. Oh, Sarah mentioned it. Yes. Yeah, we might do that on the stream. I love that game. I've played it through twice. Sarah watched the second time, and it is such a good game. Okay, we are now at taking action. So I will refresh these, and at the start of my turn, I can look at the top card of the alien deck or 2 inactive rooms. I'm gonna look at 2 inactive rooms. I'm gonna check out this one. It's a mainframe terminal, and man, 1 or 3 of these 4 is a generator. So I'm gonna assume that even if it isn't this one, it might be that one. So I'm going to look to see, what does this do, by the way? I don't need that at all. So I'm gonna ignore that. I'm gonna see if this is, actually I'm gonna check the one in the corner. So I'll probably go through this. Yeah. Is this an escape pod? No, that is surgery. Which I have that active, that will help me on the other objective. And that'll help me increase my health, but I don't need that right now. So I don't need to go that deep into that area. Okay. Yep, we're gonna do some moving. So I want to move 2. So I'm actually gonna roll 2 blue dice. So here's my first roll. Roll number 2. Whoops. This die went over the top. There we go. All right, 2 successes. So I'm gonna move 1. 2. I'm gonna move down here. And that is Escape Pod C. Now I cannot activate this until both engine rooms are active. And also, this one needs all 3 generators to be on. So this is probably not the best one. So I'm gonna hope that that this is an escape pod in one of the other ones. I'm gonna need to, this also reminds me, I'd completely forgotten, I need 2 of the generators on for all the other escape pods. So that's fine, whatever. I'm going to move again. So that was my first action. This will be my second action. I'm gonna move, and I only need to move 1 space. So there's 1, perfect. We're gonna go here. What do we have? Finally, we have a generator. Okay, so I can discard an energy charge, this, to activate generator A, or add 1 to the nest. And I think I will add 1 to the nest to activate this. I don't know where the nest is at the moment. Be very, very quiet. So says Squirrel. Face down cards are set at random. Yes, I'm sorry, I didn't do that at the beginning of this game. I had already shuffled them up beforehand because I just did all the setup beforehand. Also, these and these and these are all randomized, but yes, all of these, including the starting card, it says start on the back. I shuffle all of those together, and then I make a 4x5 grid, and then I turn over the start card and put myself there, wherever it happens to be. So, very good question, Mike. Random. No, Haladeadly. Another good question. Because this, for example, this is one of the 20 strong decks, and this is not indicative of all 20 strong decks. 20 strong is a reference to the dice. There are 20 dice in this game. There's 4 each of yellow, green, blue, and purple. There's 1 red die, which leaves 3, and those 3 are the stat dice. One of which I'm using here, and we're not using the other 2 in this game because they can be used by 2 other people to play this as a cooperative or semi-cooperative game. Another good question. Yeah. Okay, where was I? That was my second action. Okay. And there's supposed to be 1 card here that I'm going to ignore because I'm going to work my way up. I'm hoping this is an escape pod. So there's 2 left among these 6 cards. And I'm hoping that's one, because at least one of these 2 will be a generator, which means if this is an escape pod, I can go up through here, grab a generator, turn on the engines, and bust back over here and potentially leave. So let's try to do that. I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... That would be 6, 7, 8. So I would not get the 3 points for 7 or fewer rooms active. And I cannot voluntarily deactivate any of these rooms. And the ones that I can, I'm not going to want to because they will need to be active during the thing. Okay. So we're just going to move again, 1 space. So I got 1 die here. That's a success. We're gonna move up here and hope this is an escape pod. It is not. This is the armory. However, the turret is active, so I can activate this for free and put 4 items under here. And at the start of a salvage action, I can lose 1 health to ignore increasing noise. Okay. Uh-oh, I think that was my 3rd action. Well... I already went down here, didn't I? Oh yeah, that's escape pod C. Okay. So the last 2 escape pods are down here. So, you know what? Let's not worry about that. It's gonna be in one of these spots, and I know that. And again, 2 of these 5 are escape pods, and I already know what's required for them. So if I just go this way and take care of what I need to take care of, then I should be good. I just need to come over here and check the rooms as I go. And I'm running out of dice, but I'm still okay. And I can always use the med kit to recover up to 4 dice. So we're gonna just go for it. So I will use an action to move again, and I'm just gonna move 1. Perfect. Move up there. What do we have here? This is the servers. And I have 1 generator active. And And so if at least one generator is active, then I can activate this. And as an action, as long as it has power, discard 2 items of the same type and select a room on the ship that matches the type of the discarded items and either activate it without resolving its activation requirements or deactivate it. Don't think that's going to be incredibly useful. So I'll go ahead and activate it since it's free. But I'm going to leave it at that. Okay. So there we go. Yet again, no enemies currently, so I don't need to suffer damage or after effects or exhaust dice or move enemies or clean up. So we're going to roll for noise again. No noise. Awesome. No, that goes there. And then I decrease the dial by 1 and recover 2 dice. Okay, so as I said, there are 2 generators left, and these are the 2 generators. So we're going to, for my first action, we're going to move 1. Perfect. And we're going to activate generator B. So I can either discard an energy charge or add 2 to the nest. I'm going to add 2 to the nest. And then as an action, I can decrease the dial by 1 to recover up to 6 dice. I think we're okay. I've actually had pretty decent luck on this. Right? Right, Josh? I've been pretty lucky on the noise. Oh, this is actually round 4. Because we're doing a countdown to the basically to the destruction of the ship. Okay, so my next turn, I'm going to move, and I'm just going to move 1. And cool, I got a hit. So we're going to move here, and at least 1 generator is active to do that. So I'm going to flip that over. Oh, I forgot to add a card under here. And then this one also gets a card. And when this activates, I have to increase the noise, so that's going to move up to there. And now I'm going to move again. And this will be my 3rd action. That's a crit, so I'm going to roll it again. 2, perfect. Moving over here, and I'm going to activate this. And I have to, yeah, at least 1 generator is active. It is. When it's activated, I need to increase the noise again. Boom. And now, I'm there. I just need to find a room and activate it. So let's do this. I'd like to move 1, 2, 3, 4. So at the risk of... No, I'm going to use my med kit. And I'm going to recover up to 4 dice. So I'm using this. This goes there. I'm going to recover all the blue dice. Oh, and that's an action. So that's my final action. That's okay. I'm totally cool with just recovering the blue dice because that makes it easier on noise. So there we go. I still do not have any enemies out. So we're gonna basically ignore all of these and roll for noise. Oh, we got a hit. So I do increase the noise by 1. Then we're going to decrease the dial by 1. And I recover 2 dice. And I'm now going to roll for movement. So I'm going to take 4 because I'd like to move 4 spaces, 4 rooms. And that is 2 hits. And you know what? I forgot. I gotta check something really quick. Because I don't remember when moving if I have to re-roll everything. Apply all hits and move it to the number of hits rolled, or repeat strategy phase. I have to reroll all. Okay, so that's good to know. I want to move more than 2, so I am going to reroll everything. This is my second roll. I don't want to go with that. I have 2 crits. So this is roll number 3. You know, I'd better add... You know, it's okay if I use a bunch of dice. Well, is it? Maybe not. It's alright. I'm gonna do it. Roll 3. Wow, that's horrible. So this is my final roll, and I have to stick with it. I'm actually okay with that. We have 1 critical hit, which means noise does go up 1, but I got 4 hits. So these are all exhausted. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, and let's check out what this is. We found the nest. Now, I could potentially destroy this room. So, when activated, activate all enemies in the nest stack to this room. As an action, you may roll up to 4 ready dice. If the rolled damage exceeds the number of undefeated enemies in this room, the nest is destroyed. Place it next to your hero card. All heroes occupying it are displaced to the closest room, and all enemies are discarded. So if I activate this, discard, okay, so if I discard 2 items, I could discard the armor and the smoke grenade. Then I don't have to add 2 more enemies. Then I would add 3 enemies here. Then, oh, that was my first action. Then I can take an action to roll up to 4 ready dice. I would roll these 4, and if the rolled damage exceeds the number of undefeated enemies, the nest is destroyed. I don't think that would be that difficult, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to discard these 2. Boom, boom. Activate this. All enemies in the nest stack move here. We have a creeper, a breeder, and an adult. That is horrible. Exceeds. Okay. And the bummer about that is there's only 1 of these in the game. The breeder adds another enemy, and that is a larva. Now, I am going to take an action to roll 4 ready dice. And I need to roll 5 damage, which means I need at least 1 crit, which is going to make some noise. For the room, oh, here's the marker for the room I'm in, sorry. How many aliens? The number of aliens depend, I mean, there's only so many enemies in the stack, in the deck, and it's always the same number. But the enemies that pop up depend on the rooms that I do, the actions I take, and how much noise I make. I might make you right. Weird. About what? I'm not sure. Okay, here's my roll. That is 3 hits. Okay, that was not successful, so I'm going to use another action to do the same thing. Come on! 2. What the heck is going on here? All right, I'm going to use my last action. Oh boy. I mean, because this could easily kill me if I'm not successful. Dang it! That's 4 hits, but it's not 5. Okay, well, that stinks. That was everything. So now we have the resolve phase. I get to suffer damage. Woohoo. So we'll go ahead and do these in order. Now, yeah, I just roll for each of these. I could easily die here, especially since I got rid of all the other stuff. So, I'm gonna roll this for the larvae. Absolute panic, yes, absolutely. Here we go. 1 hit to me. I'm down to 3. Then this one rolls a green and a blue. Nice, complete miss. All right, then we have the adult is going to roll 2 blue. That is a crit, which still only does 1 damage, but it increases the noise. So I'm down to 2 health. And then we have the creeper, which rolls a green and a yellow. And oh no. Well, that's not good. Oh, 2 hit. Oh, there it is. 2 hits, and I can't do anything about it. I have nothing I can do. So there it is, folks. I made a stupid decision and attempted to blow up the nest instead of just running for safety. So I'm curious. Had I instead just ignored this room and used another action to move again, we would have revealed Escape Pod A. I could have activated that, and for my third action, there are no undefeated enemies in this room, launch the escape pod, and at that point, I would have used this one, and I would have gotten those 7 points. I would have had escape with at least 1 energy charge. That would be 4 points. The number of items in your inventory equals or exceeds this stat, the strategy statistic, which at that time I had 5 or 4. I had 4, which exceeds. So that would have been 2 more points. That would have been 6. And then before the self-destruct sequence activates, that would have been 2 more. So that would have been 8 plus 1 for escaping with full health or higher. That would have been 9 points. I would have had 9 points, but I decided to try and make that, where's the nest? I decided to try and make that 12 points, and for doing so, I lost. So, yep, I am not Ripley. I went, yeah, exactly. She's a mechanic, isn't she? Or she's the, I don't remember what role she played, but mechanic. And but I didn't. Well, and then I went for the nest. I tried to blow it up, but I died in the process. So, oh well. There you go. Well, this was a heck of a lot more fun than my practice game was. Even though we only had a little bit of enemy interaction, this game does tend to be the Nemesis deck tends to be a little bit more sneaking around and maneuvering than enemy attacking, which, while I like that in the other 20 strong decks, that tends to be the majority of a 20 strong deck, and I kind of like how this is different. It breaks that a little bit, and I appreciate that. I'm interested to find out how this plays with more than one person. Again, it is a semi-cooperative, which means, again, I have goals, and these might conflict with yours. And so if they do, then we might be working against each other, and et cetera, et cetera. So, but there you go. That was 20 strong Nemesis. So let's go back to the... Oh, wow. The poll. We're going to end that poll. And Etherfields got 5 votes. And on YouTube, Tainted Grail got 0. And on Rumble, Tainted Grail got 1 vote. So we're going to do Etherfields next, and I'll do Tainted Grail the week after that. This one I actually haven't played Tainted Grail that deck yet, so that will be interesting. But this one I had a lot of fun with when I played the first game, so I'm looking forward to playing this next week. Before I exit, let's see what everybody's saying here. They are more deadly than we supposed. That's true. I did not die to a chest burster. That is true. Cool, cool. All right. Well, again, like I said, this was fun. I'm glad you guys are here. This is always so much more fun interacting with you and playing a game kind of with you guys. You know, speaking of, I should come up with some way. You know what? I'm not going to say that because I don't want to promise too much. But I'll think on that thought that you don't know. Anyway, so that'll be it for today. Tomorrow, come back for some more Elden Ring. And we're getting close to the end of this one. But yeah. That's all I have to say. There we go. All right. You guys are awesome. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.